Sound? Good. All right. Good? Yeah. Onyx screen test, take one. Mike, how are you today?
Good, how are you, Tony?
Doing all right, doing all right. Tell us why you're here today.
Well, I'm here today because I was lucky enough to get the lead for your movie, Joe Onyx. We knew each other for about a year now, you and I, and we took, like I knew for 100 years, but I'm having a screen test for Joe Onyx to make sure I look good on camera and make sure I can pull the part off, because anything can change at any time, as we all know.
Now, what do you feel that Mike Panichelli brings to the character?
Well, Mike Panichelli is Joe Onyx. I am that character in real life. I've been through a lot. I used to be a street cop. Then I was a correction officer. I know the law. I worked in a state prison. I know how the inmates act. I know how to get down to their level. I know how to jail. People are people. And Joe Onyx treats all his people the way he's treated. And that's Mike Panichelli.
Okay. Go ahead.
No, it's like you wrote this script for me even before you knew me. I think it's great.
Who do you feel that Joe Onyx is? Who is Joe Onyx?
Joe Onyx is a type of character that he's very anal about his work. He's an honest man. He won't go over the line and break the law to get the job done. But all in all, Joe Onyx is a very angry individual. He had a lot of heartbreaks in his life, and he's holding everything inside that it was his fault, whatever happened in his life. And theoretically, it wasn't his fault. But he is so conscientious about what he does. What if I done this? What if I done it that way? Well, we're never going to find out. And that's how Mike Panichelli is. What if, what if, what if? But Joe Onyx is a very good cop. He's unorthodox. He's respected by all, even the criminals, because they don't know what he's going to do. And some of the cops that he works with are keeping away from him because they're afraid they're going to lose their job with him when he loses his job. But he doesn't cross that line. How do you feel about that? I mean, is that a good synopsis of him?
Yeah, that's right.
Good, good.
How important do you feel it is to bring a lot of your personal character into a fictional character?
In this script?
Mm-hmm. Or in any script?
Well, first of all, you have to read the script and get the character down. But I've learned over the years, I don't have to act. When I open my mouth and bring the words out, I automatically turn into that character, no matter if I'm a biker, a doctor, a lawyer. It's very hard to do that, but it's natural for me, and I'm very blessed with that talent. But you do have to research. One time I was a gang member on a motorcycle gang, so I hung out with the pagans for like 4 weekends to see how they act. Are they real loud? No, they're businessmen. They're drug addict. I hung out in Camden on Broad Street. Okay, I went into the crack house. Okay, actually observed these people, how they act when they're high and how they do it. The most important thing about acting in this script and any script for your character is not just researching that script that you're working on. Okay, it's practicing every day of being an actor in front of the mirror. You read the paper, you memorize that line, okay? You become that paper writer. I hope everybody can understand what I'm telling them. That's what I do. I'm downstairs in my home approximately 3 to 4 hours a day. And I might be laying on the bed watching TV, okay? But in my mind, my monologues are going through, okay, Joe Onyx is going through my head. What do I want Joe Onyx to do? Am I going to be a tough guy? Am I going to be a courageous guy? No, I'm going to be Mike Panichelli, and that is Joe Onyx.
Speaking of Joe Onyx, you have a monologue.
Yes, I do. I have I'm not a writer. I want everybody out there to realize I am not a writer. I'm an actor. This is the first time I actually put something on paper, and I'm going to be Joe Onyx, and it's going to be about his life. It's about 2.5 minutes, but like I said before, Tony, if you don't like what I'm doing, I have more in my head, I'll just change. That's one thing about being an actor that you said before. You got to come prepared.
All right, let's get ready to hear who Joe Onyx is with your monologue.
Okay.
You can look directly here.
All right.
And prepare thyself.
Whenever you're ready.
And action.
I had a lot of devastation in my life. Let's start at the beginning. My mother was very young. She was an unwed mother. That wasn't acceptable back then. The Catholic orphanage took her in. And back then, in them days, they would take care of her until she gave birth. I was born, and off my mother went. I was left alone, abandoned, which I didn't know at the time. I was actually coming up through the years in the orphanage a renegade. I always had problems, always created problems, always took candy from the kid next door to me. And nobody wanted to adopt me because when they came to see me, I was a renegade. Except one day, I was about 7 or 8 years old. I noticed this strapping, tall Afro-American man walk in. He was a Philadelphia police officer in uniform. His name was Mr. Robinson. Over a couple month time, him and I really bonded. And he was my father. I never knew my father. He was a father figure to me. He was very soft, but then again, he was very large. He got the point across by being a nice guy, not being a rough guy. And he taught me right from wrong over the years. And that's what made me want to be like him. It's a shame that Mr. Robinson never had any children, but I considered him my father, and he considered me his son. It doesn't matter what race or nationality you are, it's in the heart. I finally became of age, and I left the orphanage. The first thing I've done, because Mr. Robinson was coaching me all along about being a Philadelphia police officer, I joined the academy. I passed with honors. Mr. Robinson told me that was the most proudest moment of his life, watching his son graduate the academy. I was a good cop. I went by the book. Unfortunately, a year after I got on the force, my father, Mr. Robinson, passed away. That was a crushing blow to me. In 10 years, you have to excuse me for a minute, when I think about my father, it's been a long while since he's been gone, but in 10 years, I progressed to detective. That's pretty quick in the department. Had a wonderful, wonderful partner named Vinny. Back then, we walked a beat. We just started out, and I was more or less in Fishtown, the old city, the Italian market area. It was a great beat. One night, just before our shift ended, we heard this lady yelling down the alleyway. We weren't in uniform because we were detectives. We went down the alleyway, and here's this lady laying on the ground yelling, "That man just robbed he took my purse," and a man was running away. Vinny and I both said, "Stop, police." Ironically, he stopped. I seen a gun in his hand. I pulled my gun out. He turned around. His name was Finch. I'll never forget that face. I told him, drop the gun or I'll shoot. He continued to point the gun. I brought my gun up and I pulled the trigger. It misfired. I pulled the trigger again and nothing. Finch started laughing. I don't know why he didn't shoot me. Vinny never wore a vest. I had my vest on. Maybe he knew that. As he was laughing, he pulled the trigger, hit Vinny in the chest. Vinny went down to his knees. I was helpless. My firearm didn't work. Finch ran away laughing. I went to Vinny's aid. I laid there next to him, holding him in my arms. I said, Vinny, hold on. Ambulance is on its way. But he couldn't. He told me. He said, Joe, take care of my family. I love you. His eyes didn't close. He was just looking at me. That's the straw that broke the camel's back. I went over the other end. I thought I was going crazy. I had to take some time off. I took about 3 months off and I came back. I had a new partner. Not too happy about it. Her name was Mitzi. A young, very beautiful, petite young lady. She took care of me. She knew what I was going through. Over time, we bonded. Even though she was a lot younger than myself, I looked at her like a mother's figure. I never had a mother. She invited me over her house for dinner. She told me when I wasn't dressed correctly. But I swore to her, I will never stop as long as I have a breath in my body, looking for Finch that killed my partner, Vinny. I know I'm overprotective of her because I don't want it to happen again. Even though I was suspended at times, everyone loved me. Maybe some of the people in the department felt sorry for me for all the tragedies I had, but I bounced back. I know in here, my mother's watching me, my father's watching me, if they're still alive. I talk to Mr. Robson quite often. Him and I were discussing a problem the other night in my car. You think I'm crazy? He was sitting next to me. I can feel him touch me like he used to, combing my hair. God, I wish. I wish. But there's one thing to know, and I'm going to tell you one thing. There's one thing about being a cop you have to remember. Everybody got issues. Everybody's got problems. Everybody needs help. I don't know where these problems come from. I don't care. I'm here to solve them. But I do know one thing. Don't you be my issue. Because I have enough of them. I'm Mike Panichelli Jr., and I am Joe Onyx.
Yeah, I wrote that last part, by the way.
Yes. Yes. Did you like that?
Awesome.
Did I do okay?
Yeah, you did great.
I mean,
love it.
did you like my monologue?
Yeah.
First time I wrote.
I want you